Hey, Tiengalo, and I just decided that I'm gonna like try and do a video series based on the learner's text that I published last year in 2014. For the learners group on Facebook, which is called Fuun otawwtade, which is the same name of the book that I published in 2014. So, I figure that maybe reading it by yourself is a little bit boring, and there might be things that you might not understand, and plus I can kind of provide like running commentary as we go. So, yeah, I guess yeah. So I'll start. I guess like really cover and then work my way in, right? Like, so it says now you too can learn to speak to ants and trees in the way of precious nonsense. I enjoy this learner's text, which was written with absolute beginners in mind, not linguists, because I'm not a linguist. I'm terrible at linguistics. Clear instructions and examples will show the way. And so, uh, yeah. So that's pretty much it for the cover, I guess. Like, so, I guess I'll start on like page 8, where it says pronouns and present tense verbs. So, section 1.1 is pronouns, markers, and simple present tense verbs. So it starts off with a chart that's kind of like confusing, I guess, if you don't realize what's going on with that. Uh, it runs you through fi, hipe, haka, a, ba, and apparently bidet is in there for some reason. Aus, beja, and eos. Um, so Sanic is kind of crazy. Like the verbs take the verbs take the pronoun marker, and there's also standalone pronouns that you can like sort of throw in the sentence, I guess, like for emphasis, or if you're trying to speak fancy. So I mean, you can add those in, and that's what those are at the beginning. Like fee, like yeah, that's what that is at the beginning. Is the standalone ones, and they're completely optional in like 99% of the sentences. You really only use them for emphasis. Um, so yeah, so then next it goes to the markers, which is on page 9. And it says, first off, here are the pronoun markers for each of the persons, and they run you through like I, pe, ka, a, ba, ao, he, and o. And that's the stuff you just tack onto the front of the verb to conjugate it. So, and that's just, you're just marking the verb for who's doing what. And then it gives you an example verb, kasha, which is like to thank. And then on page 10, it gives you what kasha looks like whenever it's put through it's all its different forms. And so it's like ikasha, bekasha, kakasha, akasha, bakasha, aukasha, hikasha, okasha. So, yeah, that's like thanking. So, like, ikasha is a way to say thank you, too. So, um, yeah. Oh yeah, and with the I, there's a kind of, you can say ikasha, or ikasha, and they're pretty much exactly the same. E is just sort of more a fancy way to say it. It's the older way. So it's like yeah, it's just there out of habit. It doesn't mean anything different at all. It's just E and I are both the same thing for I. Um, so and then there's exercise 1.1 where they just ask you to it says now you try to write the following sentences, which are like one word sentences because you're just conjugating verbs. So exercise 1.1 says the first one is I see. So what you do to conjugate it is you go idalk, which is see. Idalk is the verb. So then you take your marker from page 10. The exercise is on page 11. You go back to page 10. Idalk, and then you put the marker right in front of it. So idalk. Idalk is I see. So the next one is sa, you know, and it says singular because it doesn't have a plural marker. You know is, so if you go back to page 10, find you, it's pay, pay, two E's means a, so pay, pesa, you know. He smells, which is apparently vu. Vu is the word for smell. So you go over here to page 10. He, ka. So kavu. Kavu is he smells. She goes, again, back on page 10. The marker for she is a. So it's a fate. A fate. Then it shows, which is ba mei. Again, the markers on page 10. Shine is bri. So it's au bri. Au bri. We shine or we glow. You guys want is he weiß. He weiß. And then there's ohais is they write. Ohais. So, and then on page 12 is section 1.2, verbs with a otawwtade. So whenever a verb starts with a vowel, instead of being like iain, which is really hard to say, you add a t. And that's what otawwtade means. T is the name for tea in Sanic. Otawwtade means helping. So it's the tea that's helping. Otawwtade. So, oh, actually, they give you the example verb abi, which means like to remember. So, on page 12, there's the chart. It's itabi. So you have the T, so abi and I, and then you put the T in the center, itabi, and then there's peitabi, katabi, atabi, batabi, autabi, and heitabi. Oh, and otabi also on page 13. So, yeah, and then exercise 1.2, they just give you a bunch of different verbs that start with vowels. So I give itora, because I is your I marker, and then you have the otawwtade in the center, and then ora. So, and the next one is ain, so pe, and then the t, and then ain, feitain. 3 is katari. 4 is atek. It likes is bate. What? No. Oh, it means licks. That's a typo. It licks. So batitu. We run is outin. You crawl is heitil. And you like is they like is oteva. Oteva. And that's all for the first section. So not too bad.